Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the next topic of our data handling, that is drawing the bar graph. Here you will learn two types of bar graph. One is the single bar graph and other the double bar graph, and the graphs they help to interpret the data through the pictorial representations. Okay. Very good morning to all of you. As we are already doing a chapter 3 data handling, the next topic for data handling is bar graph. How to draw the bar graphs. Now, the graphs are of different types. Bar means you have to represent the data by using bars. Bar means it is not a line, it has some width and the height. Okay, this is the width and this is the height. So this is called bar. Clear? And one thing before you start drawing the bar graph, the width should be same for all the bars, means uniform width. Uniform means all the observations, they should have same width. If you have taken 1 centimeter for first bar, then it should be 1 centimeter for the second, then 1 centimeter for the third. Is that clear regarding the width of the bar? You can draw, okay, first I will show you. These are the two lines, one is vertical and other is horizontal, which we draw on the paper to show the or to draw the graph. This horizontal line is called the x-axis and the vertical line is called the y-axis, and the point where they join, that value represents 0. Means after this you have, as it is towards your right hand side, so all the positive values will come, and it is above, so again all the positive values will come on the y-axis when you go towards upward. Is this clear? First thing. Now the bars, they can be drawn vertical. You can draw vertical bars or you can draw horizontal bars. It is up to your choice on which axis what you take. Okay, that I'll explain you when we are going to do the questions. These are this is a vertical bar graph and this is horizontal. Clear? And the width, this width has to be equal for all the bars. And very important thing, the gap between, this is one bar, the gap between the bars, this also have to be equal. It should be same. It should be same between these two, and if I have to draw the third one, the gap has to be the same. Clear? If these gaps, they are going to be different, then it is going to be wrong. And this gap you can, between the first bar and the axis line, it can be any gap. Okay, it can be, suppose here I am taking 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, here you can take 2 also, you can take 0.5 also, it is up to your choice. Clear? So first this one can be of different, but rest between the bars it has always to be same, otherwise you cannot read the bar graph properly and get the information what it is represented by the graph. Clear? Now I will tell you how to draw a bar graph. Suppose the data that is given to you is flowers, which is the favorite flower, okay, favorite flower, and number of students, okay, the number of students. Now first flower is lotus, then is rose, then is hibiscus, and the fourth one is daisy. These are the 4 types of flowers which they have taken, and 18 students they like lotus, 23 they like rose, 20 like hibiscus, and daisy is liked by 5 students. Now here the data is given in tabular form. Suppose you are not given the data in tabular form, it is raw data, means I am writing L for lotus, R for rose, H for hibiscus, and D for daisy. So it is going to be somewhat like this. L, L, R, 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 D, again R, again R. So means L has to come in the observations how many times? 18 times it has to be there. Row R is to be 23, H is to be 20, and D is to be 5 times. Then by using the tally marks you are going to arrange the data in tabular form, but as already here it is given, so what you are going to do, there is no need to arrange it, you just have to draw the bar graph. First draw the main lines, the x-axis and the y-axis, and the foremost important thing that you have to mention, on x-axis and y-axis there are 2 things, the flowers and the number of students. Where you are going to take the flowers, suppose I take flowers, the favorite flower, on x-axis, and then the number of students I am going to take on y-axis. Clear? I'll show you both the ways how it will come. 0, as the numbers are going to be on y-axis, so the 0 value will start from here. Now you can see, instead of marking 1, I will take each gap of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, because the value is, the last is 23, so up to 25 I have marked the values. In your notebook you are going to use the scale or the graph paper, that is your choice. Now my first is lotus. Now here I can take as much gap as I want, as I told you. Now it is 18. 18 is going to be somewhere like below 20. So this is my first bar representing, and I will write here lotus, or you can write here also lotus. It is your choice. You have written here. Then comes 23. 23 is again going to be somewhere here. So this is rose. I have written. This bar represents rose. Now comes hibiscus. Its value is 20. So I will write hibiscus. Okay. So this bar represents number of students who like hibiscus flower. And the last one is daisy. Now daisy is not coming in between, so you can start it from little here. Clear? And scale you have to mention. Scale means for the numbers. What scale you have used? You have used scale for only for y-axis. So which represents 1 unit. This is 1 unit I have taken. 1 unit is equal to 5 flowers, or you can just simply represent 5. Here it is the question related to not flowers, it is the students, sorry. 5 students. So what is this 1 unit represents? This 1 unit represents 5 students. 5 plus 5, 10, plus 5, 15, plus 5, 20, and plus 5, 25. And on this side you have represented the flowers. So for lotus, now how to read it? I'll say rose is the most preferred, or is the number of maximum students they like rose as their favorite flower, and least preferred flower is daisy. Daisy is liked by very few students. And now question can come also, how many students were there in all, total number of students. So then you have to add how many students are there in the class by adding all these numbers. So in this manner you are going to write the answer. So it will come, if I say total number of students, they are going to be 8 and 3 and now 6, and then 2, 66 students are there in the class, out of which 18 lotus, 23 rose, 20 hibiscus, and 5 daisy. These are the flowers liked by the number of students. So in this manner you are going to draw the bar graph. But if I take the numbers here, the bars will come on this side, then it is going to be a horizontal bar graph, and this is a vertical bar graph. Clear? And sometimes the question will be there that I just want to tell you, if the values, here the values are flowers are only there, but the values they start that 162, it is 159, and it is 165, it is 155. These are the values which are given. Now there is no point starting from 5 like that, because my first value is 155 and above that all the values. So it's better, instead of wasting my paper, I will start with 155 here, 160 here, then 165 here. Okay, as so on. Now, but you will say here on this y-axis where you are taking the numbers, the gap always have to be same. This gap measure is to be always same, but here it is a gap of 155 and here it is gap of 5 each. So my unit is going to be 5 students. But what will I do here? I will draw a spring-like line which is called a kink. Clear? This kink is drawn. Now in this area, how many values you have written? 0 to 155 with a gap of 5 each. Means you have started from 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 40. So like this, if I have to write all those values, you will require a very big paper. So just to reduce those values, you have drawn a kink. It is like a spring. Spring, when you stretch, it is very big. Okay, but when you leave it, it becomes too short. So it is in the same manner. This kink is drawn when your values are starting from a big number. There you can draw the kink. Is it clear? Now how to draw the double bar graph. It is same. This was single bar graph. Now if I have a data of suppose years 2009 and 2010. So you have 2 years here. Okay, these are the years. And for these respective years, the seasons are given. Seasons are given for these respective years. That is spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Okay. Now they are giving you the temperature, average temperature for in 2009 during the spring season. The temperature was 25 degree Celsius, whereas in 2010 it is 24 degree Celsius. For summer 46 degree, and again in 2010 it is 48 degree, and autumn 35 degree, and in 2010 it is 33 degree, and for winter it is 1 degree, and in 2010 it is 0 degree Celsius. So here you are given the comparison between the 2 years for the 4 weathers. Clear? Now how to draw? Again y-axis, x-axis. I am going to take temperature here. This is temperature on y-axis, and here you are going to have the seasons on the x-axis, and I'll write 0 here. Now see, here all the small values are there, so I can take the gap of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, I need up to 35, 40, 45, I'll write here, and then 50. This is for 2009 and this is for 2010. Clear? So like this you are going to take the values. This is not. Now how to draw? For 2009 in spring season the temperature is 25. So I will draw. This is for 2009, and in 2010 it is 24, so it will come little lower. Here again the width of these two, they have to be same, and this total width of the two bars, it has to be same with the others also. Okay, so this is very important thing that you have to keep in mind. Then for summer it is 46, so it will go little up. So I am not drawing for summer, I will show you autumn. Autumn is 35. And 33. This is 33. This is your spring. And this is autumn. Now this is your year 2009, this is 2010. So what you will do, shade any of the year with one color. Here I am drawing like this. So now this each bar, the first bar where I have drawn the diagonal lines, they represent year 2009. Now how to write the scale? Scale y-axis 1 unit is equal to 5 degrees Celsius temperature. First thing. Now here on x-axis you have taken, show the block. This represents 2009 and this plain block represents 2010. If you don't write what is taken on x-axis and what is taken on y-axis, you will lose marks. The gaps have to be equal. Second thing. And if there are bigger values starting, because every time your counting is going to start from 0. So there you can draw a kink. Clear? Kink is only drawn between 0 and the first value. Nowhere else you can draw a kink in the graph. Clear? And this is a double bar graph. Okay, and you have to represent, this is for one season we are comparing 2 years. For one season we are comparing temperature of 2 years. So first year, which year is represented by which color bar, and which other year is represented by other color bar. So in this manner you are going to represent the double bar graph. I have just shown you for the spring and autumn, but in while solving you are not going to change the order. You cannot change the order of the seasons which is given. After this, summer has to be drawn, then autumn has to be drawn, then winter will come. Winter, I'll show you, it is 1. Oh, I've drawn a bigger one. This is only 1, 0, as 0 is on the line, so you are not going to draw it. And 2009, it is 1, so I have just shown it. Clear? So don't think you have to complete the whole. This width should be of 2 and this one should be of 1. So as 0 is there, so you are not going to draw it. 0 is on this line, x-axis. So is it clear how to draw? And this part is very, very important, that what you have taken, if you don't write it, marks will be deducted. That's all for today.